Play clock down to 8. Now he stands in the gun, waits on the snap. Joe looking and throws late, but he gets Moss. Left corner, and did he get in? That's a touchdown. Got it over the pylon. Left side of the end zone.
LSU radio, after a slow start, once LSU got rolling, they never look back. They go on and win 42-25. Joe Burrow caps off maybe the greatest season ever by a college football quarterback. 60 touchdown passes. And check this out. LSU beat 7 of the top 10 AP teams. Also, they're the first team in history to beat the top 4 teams in the preseason AP poll. Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, and Oklahoma, and they did it by an average of 21 points. Best college football team I've ever seen. What about you?
Yeah, the best college football season, and you're 100% right. And that may be the best college football season for a quarterback ever. The best college football season for a quarterback ever. It was absolutely amazing, which probably means that his NFL career is, destined for.
Did he peak last night?
You might have peaked too soon. I hope. He seems like a great kid, man. He seems like, his Heisman Trophy speech and worry, and talking about those less fortunate and helping out food banks, and he just seems like such a solid kid, man. I hope he has great success.
He's sitting on a couch last night in the Superdome, smoking a cigar.
Oh, I can't smoke cigars, man. They make me sick.
Just looking cool.
Even the smell of cigars make me sick.
But you're right.
He does look cool, though. It looks cool.
You wonder, did he crescendo too early? Next on the Morning Brew.
Yeah, obviously with what we have going for this year, with with not making any coaching changes or any head coaching changes, and the fact that we got some continuity there, the players know that. We're on the personnel side much more comfortable with Vic and his staff.
Still waiting for that puff of white smoke over there at UC Health Training Center to indicate that Pat Shurmur is officially on board as the offensive coordinator. Is still expected to happen. How much did you put into the idea that there were other teams also interested in Shurmur, including maybe the Bears? They went out and hired Bill. Is it Bill Lazor? Bill Lazor?
Lazor
from Cincinnati.
Right.
Wow, he had a little. Ode to Zach Taylor on him, I guess, and that was enough to get the job. But that one's kind of surprised me. I mean, Matt Nagy pretty well. Had the Broncos not moved quickly on Shurmur, do you think you would have seen the Bears try to reach out to him?
I think there would be several teams that would have tried to reach out for him. He's got a reputation, and I made some calls yesterday to some coaches around the league, a reputation of being a really good man, one, and 2, being really good with young quarterbacks, So I think there would have been, so that makes sense with the Bears and Mitchell Trubisky, right? It makes sense with, obviously with Denver here with the young quarterback. So I think that is true, that there are other teams that would have, been on Pat Shurmur. And he may just be one of those classic dudes that's great as a coordinator and just lacks a certain something when it comes to being a head coach.
Yeah, or he could be one of those guys, like a lot of first-time head coaches. They're better.
That was his second time, right?
How long?
He was Cleveland for 2 years.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's so easy to forget about what happens there in the Factory of Sadness. People get chewed up and spit out. It's easy to forget. So,
right.
Well, you're right. Then I had forgotten about that.
Mm-hmm.
Not my bad. It's Cleveland, but you're right now. So he's a 2-time loser, as a head coach, which probably puts him comfortably in that Wade Phillips, Norv Turner type class, which is nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, man, understand what your lane is and then stay in it. There's sometimes, you know what? And this is honest. Sometimes the really good guys that are good people, guys that are good guys, and I'm not saying that lack a certain, buttholiness, if you will. Those guys don't make great head coaches. Look at Jimmy Johnson, I mean, even Troy Aikman talked about the fact that he and Jimmy didn't really get along very well oftentimes, right? You got to have a certain buddiness about you, I think, sometimes to be a really good head coach.
Next on the Morning Brew.
Today's a very difficult day for the Houston Astros. MLB did a very thorough investigation, and the Astros fully cooperated. We accept their decisions and findings and penalties.
You lose! Good day, sir!
That's Jim Crane, the Houston Astros owner, who after the suspensions came down, year-long suspensions for manager A.J. Hinch and their general manager, they were both fired.
Right.
And this is going to get wild because Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, for these kind of penalties, you get the sense this has got to be going on around baseball. And with the technology and everything, he wants to nip this thing in the bud. And he is laying down the hammer. You watch what happens to Red Sox manager Alex Cora.
He's getting bounced, man.
Because he was with Houston.
Yeah.
He was the one that supposedly set it up. Then he goes to Boston, brings it with him. And so he's part of two different franchises that did it. He's going to get, I would say he's going to get minimum of, 2 years?
Yeah, he's going to get fired. I mean, the investigation.
Yeah, he'll be
listen,
fired.
The investigation is going to go on for another, 3 weeks to a month, Mike, before they make a decision. Well, pitchers and catchers are arriving in a month, right? You got to bounce him. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets bounced in the next 2 days.
Yeah, I think
because
you're right.
you got to pick up. You got to get yourself a new manager, and he's going to be suspended for at least a couple years. Yeah, he's gone.
All right, what about the Mets and Carlos Beltran?
Right. What about? I mean, you got to make a decision. Because they said that Major League Baseball already said, "Hey, we're not going to punish Carlos Beltran because he was a player." But the bottom line, he was involved, and now you've hired him as the Mets, and the Mets probably won't do anything. They're the Mets, right? Is it really going to matter who's the manager of the Mets? Good, you know what? Hey, they're the Mets, sad sack Mets. They're kind of like the Browns.
Who cares?
Yeah, let's just let them. We'll just let them kind of be the Mets.
Next on the Morning Brew.
Hey, Browns, you are a factory of sadness!
So, Kevin Stefanski, Gary Kubiak's right-hand man with the Vikings running the offense. He's the coordinator.
He was the coordinator, yeah.
So he now is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. This was a job that looked like it was going to go to Josh McDaniels. But reportedly, McDaniels turned it down because of this stipulation that the coaches on Friday would have to turn all of their game plans over to the owner and analytics staff to basically rubber stamp the game plan before it would be used on Sunday. Do you buy that?
Yes, you know what?
Could that really happen?
Yeah, I do buy it. What's that owner's name over there?
That's Jimmy.
Jimmy Haslam, right? This is further proof that just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean you're intelligent. Like, how dumb can you be? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to look at the game plan and hey, Josh, can you come in here for a minute? Yeah, I'm not sure about 19 handoff week this game plan. They've got a pretty good, their will linebacker and their weak side defensive end sets a pretty decent edge. I think we need to take that one out of the game plan. Like, come on, Jimmy Haslam. All right, if you want to give me the lowdown on truck stops, great. Give me the lowdown on truck stops. You want to tell me how they function the best, what the best traffic flow for a truck stop is, and what microwavable foods you need to serve. I'm all ears, right? Don't tell me about what game plan and what plays can be run. Lord, you have got to be. This is why Kevin Stefanski will get fired in 2 years, and this is why the Cleveland Browns absolutely blow. Why a guy like Joe Thomas, I think Joe Thomas won 43 games in his career.
Wow.
Wow. Right?
That's sad.
It is sad. It's just like
he might be the least accomplished Hall of Famer ever.
Right. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's a joke.